Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Dryelle. Today I have a special thanks to give it to you guys. We hit 200 subscribers last week. I still can't believe it. The fact that there's 200 of you that care enough about my content to like my videos, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for all your support. I truly appreciate it. But yeah, you're gonna see in this video, one of the layouts are going to be kind of like documenting this day. So that's why I wanted to mention that here. And personally, thank you guys for reaching this milestone. But yeah, you guys know the gist. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you have any suggestions, any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be more than glad to answer any questions that you may have. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing to this channel. I make videos every day of the week from Monday through Friday, and it's all related to traveler's notebook, planning, journaling, all of that good stuff that comes with paper. But yes, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright everybody, so I got my traveler's notebook here with me. I'm just going to remove the insert from my journal just to make things easier as always. So today we are working with 4 layouts. This is week 26 part 2, so we are going to be journaling for June 25th, the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. So 4 days here. We are starting with Thursday. This was June 25th. And for this layout, I decided to go with a vintage theme. There was nothing in this day that happened that was suggestive for me to use it to create this layout. So I just decided to go with vintage because I absolutely love vintage, and I don't need a reason to use to decorate my journals with vintage pages. But anyways, so what I decided to go with a very brown vintage theme. So I grabbed some papers from this old booklet that has music notes. I got this one from a antique shop. I have all those antique items, vintage items that I'm using today in my vintage haul. So if you haven't had the chance to watch that video yet and you like to watch hauls, I'll link it above here on the screen so you can check it out later. But those 2 papers that I laid on the page as right now, the music notes and the tissue paper, I grabbed both from antique shops, local antique shops here in my area. And the tissue paper is actually from a sewing pattern. I got it from the Simplicity package, and was from the 1980s, and it was super cheap. So score right there. I love the texture, and it's great paper to use it, you know, to create paper collage because it doesn't add a lot of volume to your journal. But anyways, moving on. So what I decided to do here, this lady that you saw me fussy cutting with some advertisement there, that one was also from a catalog book that I grabbed. It was from it's like a reprint of a 1923 Sears catalog, but this reproduction was from the 1973, so it's a 50 something years old catalog from a print a reproduction from something that's 100 years old. So the advertisements in this catalog, it's absolutely amazing. But if you are curious, no, I haven't had the courage to rip the pages yet. I'm still holding on to it. There's a couple of people that I want to show the catalog before I start ripping the pages. So what I wanted to do, because I really love the illustrations in this catalog, I decided to scan it and print it. And I got this idea from one of my lovely followers, Rhonda. She mentioned that in one of the comments, you know, if I didn't want to rip the pages, a good option would be to scan the pages and just print it in maybe a vintage paper, or she gave me an option to do with tea stain paper, which is a great option as well. But because I have not had, because I still have some, I have some of this vintage themed looking paper, I decided to just, you know, scan it, the image that I wanted to grab from the catalog, and print it in that paper. So that's what the one that you saw me fussy cutting. Now right here, what I'm doing is this day, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this was the day that I actually reached 200 subscribers in this channel. If you probably don't know that because I didn't show that, but I know like 200 doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, if you know anything about my channel is extremely new. I've been only uploading for a little bit of a month, so I think 200 subscribers is quite a lot. Like I feel like my channel has been growing so fast for how, you know, how small and how young my channel is. Plus, this was actually my monthly goal for the month, so it was a very special milestone for me. I was so grateful that, you know, I have 200 plus subscribers that care enough about my my content to even consider subscribing to my channel. It's just mind-blowing. So thank you again for, you know, for subscribing, for liking my videos, for commenting. I really appreciate it. I truly do. But yeah, so I wanted to document this day, of course, because one was a very big milestone. Two, because this was actually my monthly goal, so I was achieving my monthly goal, so I was extra happy here too. So I decided to go with some of my distress inks and just distress the pages. I went with antique linen and one of my brown, I forgot the name of the color right now, but just to add a little bit of more of a vintage touch to the page. So then I can go in and start gluing down all of the older paper bits that I decided to add to this page. So I'm literally adding ink throughout the entire page. I went on first with the yellow, light yellow, and then I added the darker brown. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay all the papers down. I'm gonna start with this tissue paper on the bottom, and then I'm gonna come in with the notes, the music notes, and added that one. And as you can see, yes, I'm still using that horrible glue. I still haven't had the chance to go to my Michaels and pick it up some glue. I'm really hoping that my Michaels are going, you know, they're going to be open, because we had some news this week that I think some other businesses are going to be required to close again. So I don't know if for those shops, those stores are going to stay open. I don't know yet. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I can get some of my glue and stock up before they close down. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to buy it online. I've been eyeing some different glues, and I heard very good things about certain glues that you can find on Amazon, so I might be venturing out a little bit just to have some different options. But anyways, enough about glue. I mean, it's not even something interesting. But yeah, what I'm gonna do here, besides using those vintage papers and this scan print, I decided to go with some Tim Holtz paper, and I wanted to go with this vintage floral. I really liked the color of the paper, was a very yellow, and because I was going with a very brown yellowish theme, I thought that this rose paper there from Tim Holtz was very fitting with the theme, so I just fussy cut. I don't know why I did that. Usually I prefer when I just rip the paper, but I guess I wanted to, I don't know, show a little bit more of the tissue paper and the lovely vintage music notes paper as well, so I didn't want it to cover too much of that. So I think that's probably why I decided to fussy cut instead of just ripping. But anyways, I'm just trying to move things around before I decided to, finally glue down. And I'm gonna edit some vintage postage stamps. Those I also got from local antique shops. I have those in my vintage haul as well. They are all from France. I got on this bundle, this envelope bundle, and they have so many different postage stamps. I was in heaven when I saw that. It's like probably, besides the Sears catalog, that one was the second favorite item that I got from from my ventures to the antique shops here. But yeah, so I'm just gluing everything down. I am going to be adding some postage stamps to the right, and I'm going to add it as well on top of that all. A little small dry flower that I had. I've been saving this dry flower for a long time. It is so dry, like it's not even a joke. But I think, I don't know, I just wanted to add a little bit more texture to the page. I haven't added flowers to my layouts in a long time, so I thought it would be a good option to do it on this one. And I think it looked good. I mean, it doesn't add it a lot to the page really, but I think it looked good at the end. So I'm gonna use, to keep the flower down, I'm gonna use one of my washi tapes. The washi tape that I decided to use it just to keep the flower down. It's one of the washi, oh my god, I can't talk today, sorry. One of the washi tapes from Team Holtz. But that's it for this layout here. I forgot to put the date, so I just decided to come back, and I came in with my fountain pen, and my fountain pen was not, it didn't want it to write in the beginning. I think it's because of the ink that was underneath it, the distress ink, but once I was able to write it on a paper, it worked out. But yeah, this one is from Kara's Pen Company. It's a local business here in Arizona. I really like their pens. But anyways, moving on to the second layout. This layout here, it was a very interesting layout. I did receive a lovely package in the mail from one of my pen pals, and she sent me this lovely card with a lovely note. So of course I wanted to include that into my layout. I think I mentioned that before in one of my journal with me videos, that I like to save whatever card or letters that I receive in the mail, and if I can, if the size of the letter or the card or the envelope allows me to, I'll definitely try to save that into my layout for that day that I received that card or that letter in the mail. I just prefer doing in my journal layouts because most likely I will always come back to my journal at some point in my life, and I will be able to revisit that sweet letter or that card that I received it, instead of just tossing it in a box and leave it in a closet that you're never gonna look at it unless you're cleaning out your closet, which, let's be honest, how often we clean our closets. It's one of the tasks that I really don't like to do. I'm a very organized person, but I don't like to clean closets at all. So I try to avoid at all costs to clean my closet. So I try to keep my closet as clean as possible so I don't have to ever touch it. But anyway, so her card, as you can see there, and I kept most of it covered. You're not gonna see probably anything there that was written. She wrote me a very nice note underneath it. but I kept it turned upside down just so I'll keep her privacy. She has some personal information there. But because of her card had this lovely brown and this aqua blue color, I wanted to integrate the colors of her card and added the same colors to the layout. So you're gonna notice that throughout this entire layout, I'm gonna play with the same colors from the card because the card was quite big and it was pretty much covering most of one side of my pages. I decided to go with it and just included a lot of the same colors. So you're gonna see on my left side here that I added a big piece of a paper from Tim Holtz that has a very light, I don't know if you can see in the camera, probably not, it's very bright because I film in front of the window. But that paper has a very light, soft blue, so I thought was very fitting with the layout. And they had some vintage, not a stamp, but vintage like tag as well was part of the design on that paper from Tim Holtz. So I really liked it. So I decided to cover the entire left portion of the page. And the reason why is because although this day I had quite a bit of things to write about it, was not a small writing day for me, but that paper from Tim Holtz allows you to write it on top of it. So that was my idea, to actually write it on top of it. So what I'm gonna do with her card, I'm gonna make a tip pen so that way I can flip it open and be able to read in my journal underneath it. But yeah, so the other blue paper that you saw me glue down on the bottom, it's also from Tim Holtz. Both of those papers are from the paper stash from Tim Holtz. I got those at Joann, but I'm sure you can find it anywhere that sells Tim Holtz products. Yeah, so I used one of the tags that I got it from another pen pal. This is like a washi tape that has a bunch of tags. So I grabbed that one that has a very light, soft brown color that matched with the card. Then I came in with a sticker flower that she sent me in the same package. That flower had that very light blue color, so I thought was very fitting for the whole layout, so I decided to use it. And I'm just grabbing a little bit of scrap papers, it's just playing around with it. Unfortunately, like I said, the lighting is so bright you can see, but most of those papers have a lot of like light blues as part of the color of the paper, so I really wanted to kind of play around with that color. But yeah, I'm just gluing a little bit of a piece of a brown. I just felt that I had too much blue, so I wanted to go ahead and just add a little bit of brown. And I also wanted to find a paper doll that could have the same clothing color. So I found this one that she was wearing blue jeans and she was wearing this very light aqua blue blouse, so I thought was very fitting. But anyways, you saw me adding some extra stickers right there on the corner to the right bottom. This one was like a snail mail sticker that I got it from one of my sticker pads from the Happy Planner line. I didn't realize how transparent that sticker was, so as soon as I put it down, I regretted immediately to put it on top of those blue papers because you couldn't barely see it. So I tried to remove it. I don't know if you noticed there, but it was too late. It was stick to the paper, so I just left it. And I just added a little bit more of extra stickers there with that writing stickers is also from the same sticker pad from the Happy Planner line. And then I realized that she had sent me on the same package this mason jar a sticker that had also like the mason jar was like blue, a light blue with some pink, and it was just so pretty. So it's like, it was perfect. And I just felt that there was something missing in that corner, and I had it put it aside, that sticker, and I couldn't find when I was creating the layout. And then once I flipped to the next page, then I saw it. So I went back and added. But anyways, moving on, the next day, this is June 27th. This was a Saturday. This day was a crazy day. Now, let me just take back a little bit here. This was not my favorite layout. Probably this was the least favorite layout of this video, this entire video. Out of those 4 layouts that we are making today, this was my least favorite, but I love the colors. But the reason why I decided to go with some magazine cuts is because I was looking for I looked so much through my magazines. The idea that I wanted to go with was to find some animals, deers or pictures of skunk or something. I wanted animals, and I couldn't find it. Like, none of the magazines that I had any pictures, images. I got so frustrated. But anyway, so the closest thing that I could use to kind of demonstrate this day was some plants. I wanted something to do with nature, and the reason why, it's because this day was crazy. If you don't know that, I live in the countryside. I live in a small town. It's a mountain town here in Arizona. It is a ski town, so we live in the mountains. It's very cold. It's, but it's wonderful. We have full 4 seasons. It's amazing. But we are very close to the national forest, so we do get a lot of animals. I don't know, just walking around. So this day we saw a herd of deers. It's like 10 of them, like just eating off of the grass in front of our front yard, which was very beautiful to see. And also we had a not so pleasant, guest. A skunk also showed up in our property. Now, our property, it's completely fenced off because we have chickens and they free range, so we want to make sure that our chickens don't get eaten by other animals or they go run away, which I don't think would happen. They usually stay, even if they sometimes the gates are open, they'll go outside, but they'll never go too far. They stay around in front of the house anyways. But you get the gist. Well, our whole property, it's fenced off. Unless the skunk was digging underneath of the fence, we will not get any skunks in the property. Well, this was a baby skunk, and he managed, because he was so tiny, to get through the fence, between the fence holes, or whatever you call that. So we didn't know that. We didn't even know that there's skunks around our place. So our dog was outside, and of course he didn't know what was going on. So as soon as he saw it, he went for it, and the skunk sprayed him, and oh my god. But anyways, more of the story. This was a very nature-oriented day. That's what I'm trying to say. All the animals were out and around our place. It was a very stressful day, let me tell you, because evening, because our dog was stinky. We had to wash him so many times, and then he walked in like we didn't see him, and we didn't know that he had got sprayed by a skunk, and he got in the house. So the house was smelling so bad. I mean, I tried everything, guys. It's like that smell would not go away. It was an eventful day. But anyway, so I wanted something, nature related, so that's why I went with that. At the end, I liked because of the colors. The tag, that green tag that I used was Tim Holtz. Same thing with the flower. And all the leaves stickers, those are from the Happy Planner line, the sticker pad. But yeah, but that was the reasoning for that layout. Again, not the greatest, but it doesn't bother me that much because I have so many other pages to decorate throughout my journal. For example, this next one, I absolutely love this one, and it's so interesting because I'm not super girly. Those are not the typical colors that I'll go with, but I love to play with different colors. I give myself the freedom to play around, and although I absolutely love vintage, I don't want my entire journal just to be vintage. I think it would be boring. I like to play with colors and things like that. So this day I decided to go with a very girly pastel theme, and the reason why is because me and my boyfriend have been watching a lot of animes lately, and one of my pen pals just sent me this washi tape that had a bunch of anime drawing and illustration. It was just beautiful, so I wanted to incorporate that. Plus, my other pen pal sent me those lovely washi stickers. This one that you see me peeling off right now. And they complemented each other so well. So I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna make a very anime themed layout because I don't know what it is. I was never into anime before, and now I'm obsessed. My sister always tried to make me watch animes, and I was never too fond of it. I don't know, I'm a nerd. I was my thing was reading books and journaling, not watching animes and playing video games. So she was always trying to get me into that stuff, and I never really got into it until now. My boyfriend is getting myself into that stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. I gotta give them this Japanese animes. They're just absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, that's why I decided to go with this layout. And although those are not my go-to colors, I absolutely love this one. Besides the first layout, the 200 layout, this one was my second favorite. I absolutely loved how this turned out. I never thought that I would like a layout with pinks and blues and green, but I absolutely loved. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I'm bringing it close so you guys can see all the details of the pages that we worked with here today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was somehow inspirational to you guys. Again, if you stick this far in this video, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.